Yes, hello guys and welcome back to a brand new video where today we have Timbot Championship round number 6. I again forgot to check which is that actually correct, but I'm pretty sure it's correct. I'm pretty sure I'm correct in saying that that is round 6 that we're going around this time. Remember to take the intro clip for this race. So yeah, as you can see, it's around Spa. So let's get right into it. This qualifying session was a very weird one. It started in dry, so we had the first couple minutes in dry conditions, so we had to get a lap absolutely instantly. It was crucial that we would get out there and perform laps, so we basically had to do 2 flying laps here heading onto our actual flyer here. So in total we had to do 2 flying laps on the dries, and now after the first time we're heading onto our real flyer here. And let's see how this one goes. You can see there's already so much water there. It's going to be a bit tricky to get this one done. But going down to first gear into turn 1. So far so good. Up our Rouge Radio. I think that's the monster himself in the wall there. He will be devastated that he didn't get a good lap in this qualifying. So he's going to have to go on the inters because the rain is already pouring down. We, on the other hand, are doing super well so far. Heading into the corner, which I can't remember the name, into no name after this one. We get on the curb, we lose back, and we're in the wall. And lucky to not retire, as now we're scattered on the racing line as Sui comes coming in, charging as fast as he can there on his quali lap. And that was a scary moment for me, and I'm sure that it was a scary moment for Sui as well. So here, what we had to do was go onto the inters to set a lap, and while we were on our out lap, this happened. And we got a good lap in P10, and yeah, we were up on our personal best, so we decided to go again, but then we just lose the back end and we're in the wall, and that's it for qualifying from us. 13th at the end of it, ended up slipping down a few positions during qualifying, but now 5 lights are on. And it's lights out, and away we go for Belgium. We're just trying to avoid every single bit of carnage in the turn 1 because it's such a tight corner. Lasource as you see here. We're breaking super low, just waiting for the carnage to unfold in front of us. Surprisingly, Queen and most of us make it through there, but there's the Aston Martin of Matabata and Elmo Valtteri making contact in turn 1, which promotes us up into 12th place for now, heading up our Rouge Radion here. Still staying on the back of the monster himself. That's Mir Grandis, who has spun. At least he made it longer than he did in Baku without spinning, so that's obviously some improvements for this race here, but we are still quite far behind the monster himself here as he's trying to style up a move on the car ahead of him. I think that's Limpen who's in front of him, as there's someone going very slow here. That's Sui Russ without a front wing. I think he's starting on the front wheel for this race. He has no front wing. We managed to navigate past him, and we're up into P10 in the course of the first lap as the monster himself goes down the inside of Limpen. Gets the move done, and now we are potentially looking at an overtake here at Limpen as we're going to no name, and we'll get a good exit. Now using all the areas we have to play with. Heading into Puon, we have the inside line. We should get this move done here, and we're up into P9 as Gahanen has a little run wide at Puon. Gahanen must have some damage since he's lost so much ground in the space of only a few corners. Okay, it's race 1. He reaches dangerously onto the racing line, leaving us to have to go a bit wide off the track. That was a scary moment. I thought my race was over just then and there. I thought that he was going to take me out right there, but fortunately he didn't, and our race goes on. With the rain just around the corner and the safety car deployed, me and many others are thinking that could it be the right time to pit now. So it's just light rain at the moment. I was about to check race director to see if anyone else pits. We are going to confirm the box this lap, which I think will end up paying off. H-10 stays out behind the safety car, which I think is a biblical strategy screw up by him. But I think we are making the right strategy call here, because Jeff said that within 10 minutes the rain should be here. The safety car will stay out for, I believe, a bit less than 10 minutes, but still those intermediate tires will get to warm up and groove to the track with those remaining minutes that the safety cars not on the track. So I think this is a great strategy option, and so do everyone else ahead of us. With the safety car going in this lap, it clearly is wet enough for the intermediate tires. I still can't understand what was H-10 thinking with that. That's going to cost us some big constructors points as he pits from the lead of the race, has to follow the safety car in for the intermediate tires, and now while we can just pull ahead freely from him, he's going to lose some extra time in the pits because he has to follow the safety car in, and that is going to cost us some dear constructors title points. But we get a good restart. We're still behind the monster himself, running in P5 here. It's going fairly well, being challenged by Carl Victor behind, but I don't think he'll go for the move quite yet. lap 6 we're just pushing hell for leather here with these intermediate tires, trying to get the fastest lap possible, but we hit the wall. We hit the wall and we get damage, and that is a horrific screw up in this race. I know from the radar now that it's going to go wet, and it will even dip to heavy wets, but then it will go dry again. So I'm thinking that should I risk it and go for the entire stint with the inters? I don't even pit this lap. I don't remember doing that. I thought the damage is not that bad, but in the end it really is. So I'm thinking that if I stretch these intermediates for one more lap, I could go on another set of inters and race the entire wet period with those intermediate tires, because I thought that the heavy rain can't be that heavy that it would be impossible to drive with the inters. But you'll soon find out what happens there, and yeah, it's just undrivable in these conditions, so we're going to box this lap. With a fresh front wing, fresh intermediates, and a fresh spirit, we're heading out the pits, and we have a absolute mountain to climb. We gain a free position here as Sui Ross has a little mess up here at Puon. We are up into 9th place. Right about now is the window that we would switch from inters to wets. HUber 10 does do that, but I think I can still stretch these inters one more lap, but I quickly realized that it's just impossible to drive in this weather with the inters, so we're going to box for full wets this lap. Emerging out the pits, we have Sui Ross on the back of us with full wets, and we are also on the full wets, not quite adjusted to the tire yet, having to take our Rouge Radion in 7th gear. We totally lose it, and that was so close to being raced over right then and there. We are lucky to survive, but let's hope that there will be a safety car, as I think that's Mir Grandis who has also binned it somewhere in that second sector. Here's still on the replay. That was super scary. We go up Radion and then the car just snaps straight into the wall, and we are so lucky to survive that. But the race goes on. Our prayers have been answered, as only 2 laps after that incident, Mir Grandis is in the wall before the straight heading into the bus stop, so I got his POV of that accident. So he first of all ran wide here, and as he goes to the double right-hander, he's definitely got some front wing damage. Still on the wets, we are on inters, and I think the wets are not ideal anymore, as it just locks up, slides into the wall, and that is his race over. That caused a safety car, and now on the safety car restart, we don't get such a good restart, but I'm just focusing on keeping it clean till the end of the race here, heading into turn 1. Limpen has a little look on Sui, gets past Sui, but I think Sui will get the better exit out of that corner, and he gets that position back, as now we go on Limpen. Only a few corners later, we send it down his inside. There's a little contact, no damage to either of us, but I get the position after that. And now to chasing Sui. We don't get too far in pursuing Sui, but only a few laps after that Limpen overtake, there is another safety car as Matabata hit the wall and retired. So now we're going to go for 2 laps, 2 very hard close racing laps here around Spa-Francorchamps in the wet. We get a bad restart on the safety car anyway. We're just trying to keep it clean here and also push as hard as we can, so restarts our secondary. We can anyway make up that time over these next 2 laps. We are pretty close on speed. We've saved up a lot of ERS for these last few laps. One mighty push will do it, and we have a potential at getting 6th place or even 5th if we're lucky. But there goes Limpen around our outside at Radion. We didn't dare to take Radion flat quite yet, as Elmo Valtteri is in the wall. He's out as we go down the inside of Limpen. We break a bit too late. We go into the grass, so the AstroTurf. We re-emerge, and that's a 3-second penalty for us, and that is absolutely devastating. So we have to pull a 3-second gap on the car behind with only 1.5 laps to go. Can we do it as we go round the inside of Sui? Can we get that position? Not quite yet. Still on the outside of Sui, take it a bit further, we go a bit wide. Luckily we're not getting a penalty for that. Using all the excess ERS we have in the pool on side by side, we're on the outside of Sui. We always make contact, and we go around the outside of Sui Ross, and we're ahead, and we are into 6th place here, ahead of Sui Ross with a beautiful move around the outside at Puon. Here still on the replay, we send it around the outside, just about keeping it on track, and that is Sui Ross down. That move in Puon might not be enough, since we still have to pull a 3-second gap to get P6. But there goes Conrad, he spun, and we avoid him. That is a matter of millimeters there. We almost hit him and made an absolute mess of the race, but we didn't. And now we have to charge these final 2 sectors in order to have any chance of even getting P6. we come home to the final chicane with the gap being that good 1.8 seconds to Sweeve. Limping gets a penalty in the final corner, which promotes us up into P6 in the end. That's a great drive from both Alpines. Age number 10, P4, myself P6. I think after all what happened in that race, I think that's a pretty solid job. And with that, I think it's time to end. So thank you everybody so much for watching this video. What a hectic race it was. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one around Imola. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, and goodbye.